Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Dorinda, and today we're doing something very exciting because we are picking our March TBR, and I absolutely love these videos. So excited for the summer. Summer is absolutely one of my favorite seasons. Fall is definitely my favorite season, but I definitely think spring is number 2 for sure. But we are going to be using our TBR prompt jar to be picking our TBR prompts today, and I definitely want to read some spring reads. I feel like I don't have a lot of spring recommendations that I would have for you guys, and so I definitely want to get into the spring mood. I am currently reading The Way of the Kings, and it was warm a couple days ago, and it was just very superb having that atmosphere of The Way of the Kings. And it was kind of gloomy and rainy, but also warm, and I loved it. I feel like The Way of the Kings is actually, funny enough, kind of like a spring book. So maybe that's a spring rec for you guys, an unpopular spring rec, but I do want to pick some spring reads today, and I also want to kind of continue some series. So I do have my series right here that I could continue, but I'm kind of just open to honestly whatever the TBR prompt jar gives me, honestly. I do want to talk about my February TBR though. I did read technically 4 out of my 5 reads. I'm currently in the middle of The Way of the Kings. It is 1,000 pages, guys, so you kind of have to give me a little bit of grace because I think I'm 700 pages in, and it took me a week, maybe a little bit over a week to get here, and I'm really hoping that by the end of the month I can finish it because I don't really want to drag it into March. Basically, long story short, I read 4 out of my 5 February TBR picks. So without further ado, let's just jump in. Let's just pick our TBR prompts. That's why you're here. That's why I'm sitting down making this video. So let's stop yapping and let's get to picking. All right, let's pick our first prompt. Give it a good mix. Okay, let's see. What do we got? A book that starts with a random letter. Maybe I'm saying maybe a random letter generator. Let's do that. I'm I don't really know what I was trying to go for there, but I think this is what it is. Okay, let's go. Let's spin it. Let's see. Okay, we got G. Fun. Let's see if we even have a G pick. Okay, so I kind of like to forego, I don't know if that's the right word, but I kind of like to forget about the when I'm picking these type of pick the letter, because the is always starting with so many books. So technically we have, not technically, but within my rules, we have The Great Gatsby, which is a classic, and it's a really short classic, and I definitely want to get into more classics this year. That is one of my goals. So this would be a really great option. We also have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I do want to read this, I think, more towards the summer, where it's really rainy, really cloudy, and thunderstorming. I think that's the vibe that I'm getting from this book. So I kind of want to leave this actually for a different month. We also have A Good Animal by Sarah Moyer. This I got from my book of the month this month in February. Sorry, my heater just turned on. Hopefully you guys can't hear it, but I feel like this might be a good choice. Ooh, this. I think we might actually have to go with this because this is actually following the rules. It's Go as a River by Shelley Reed. I think I'm gonna have to pick this. This is a literary fiction. I don't really know much about it, honestly, because I think I just heard the synopsis on Amazon, I think it was. And I was you know what, this kind of sounds interesting. I'm gonna pick it up. And I feel like this might be a good spring read. It says, set amid Colorado's wild beauty, an unforgettable coming of age story of a resilient woman whose life is changed forever by a one chance encounter. It sounds interesting. I'm not too sure if it is a spring book, but no, it does have this peach on it, which I think is really cute. And I don't know, I'm really in a literary fiction mood. I read Beartown and Bright Years this past month, which you can check out in my February wrap up. It's probably gonna come out after this video in a week. And I really like them. So I think I'm gonna actually have to go with this. And I think this is probably the book that is actually following the prompt because it starts with a G, and the other ones are kind of cheating a little bit. But you know, my rules, so I'm not mad at it. But this one's actually a G, you know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be our first pick for the month of March. All right, on to the second pick. All right, book with a one-word title. This is fun, let's see. Oh, okay, we got Recursion by Blake Crouch. This is definitely a fun option. This is a sci-fi book. It's basically about a memory disease. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of getting this and dark matter confused in my brain, but it says, at first it looks like a disease, an epidemic that spreads through no known means, driving its victims mad with memories of a life they never lived. think I was right. This would be fun. I definitely think this would be really, really fun. But let's see if we have any other options. We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I did read The Invisible Life of Ali LaRue. LaRue? I cannot speak, okay? I have read another book from her, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I really did like it, and I wanted to get into more of her work. This is on my 26 and 2026 list, and this is basically like superheroes gone bad. I think it's like two guys who are working on like an experiment together, and they gain superpowers, but then they're not actually like superheroes, they're more like supervillains. That's what I'm getting from it. This is definitely an option. Like, this would be really fun. And I feel like I've been telling my husband about this for a really long time, and I kind of want to read it to like see and talk to him about it. But let's see what else we have. We have Dune. My husband was saying, because he doesn't like to read, like he likes to read like nonfiction, but he doesn't really read a lot of fiction, but he said he would read that. And he wants to watch the movie with me, but I told him I have to read the book first. And this, I feel like, would be a really good choice. But it would be starting a series that I think is kind of long. I'm already in the middle of The Way of the Kings, and that's a long book, long series, so I think I'm gonna have to pass on this one, even though it would be a lot of fun. I have more books behind me, but since we already have two options, I think I'm just gonna go with these two. And honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Recursion, because also Vicious is a series. Even though Vicious is on my 26 and 2026, I kind of wanna read Recursion. I kind of wanna read like a sci-fi, and I've heard really good things about this book. So this is going to be our second pick for our March TBR. All right, on to our third pick. See. Book with a TV or movie adaptation. Oh, fun, I love this. I feel like I've said fun, I love this for a lot, but I do really love this. So we definitely have Little Women, which funny enough, I've actually never read this book or seen the movie, which is crazy, I know. And I really do want to read a classic, but I kind of want to leave this for like the Christmas winter time, because I'm pretty sure that's when everyone says is like the perfect time to read this or watch the movie. So I am going to keep that. So technically Anxious People by Frederick Bachman is going to come out with a TV or movie adaptation. I think it's a movie. So technically it's not out right now, but I know it's going to be coming out. So we're going to keep this. We're going to keep this on the side because it's technically an option, but not currently. Maybe I'm cheating, I don't know. I don't care. Like I said, I make the rules, guys. I make the rules. Okay, let's see. We have Dune. We have Dune. I feel like I have to put it because it literally says, now a major motion picture. But okay, let's see if we have anything else, okay guys, before we have to pick Dune. We do have Dark Matter, which I think it's a TV show. I'm pretty sure it's a TV show, but we already have Recursion, so I think I'm gonna leave this. I don't know if we have any other options, guys. I might be cheating doing this, but I think I'm gonna pick Frederick Bachman, Anxious People. Like I said, I recently read Beartown and I loved Beartown. I thought it was really good. I really like his writing and I wanna read more from him. I don't have Us Against You or The Winners yet, so maybe I could just pick this up and kind of get my Frederick Bachman fix without having to go out and buy another book, because obviously my TBR cart is stacked right now. So I think we're gonna go with Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. All right, on to our fourth prompt. Okay, person on the cover. All right, so we have The Great Gatsby has a person on the cover. We have It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, which honestly I think I might want to keep for the summertime. We have Little Women, technically has like people, like they're like shadows of people on the cover, but like I said, I want to keep that for the winter time. We have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, which I do really want to get into, but I don't know if I want to get into like an emotionally devastating book right now in the springtime. But this is definitely an option, so I'll keep that out. Ooh, we have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. Yes, this is the OG cover. I was gifted this so long ago. This actually might be the oldest book on my TBR, so should definitely consider that as an option. Oh, this is a fun one. So we have Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. Usually her books are like summer books that you want to read at the beach, but this is like Winter in Paradise. And technically in March, yes, we're getting into the spring, but we're still in the winter, but like they're in paradise, like they're on vacation. So maybe this would be like a fun little like look forward to the summertime, but also acknowledging that we're still in the winter type of book, you know? I don't know. My thought process is like making sense, but I don't know if it's making sense to you guys, but I think this is an option. This is definitely an option, maybe a really good option, but I think we're gonna go with these. Okay, so what do we have already? So we have a literary fiction, a sci-fi, and another literary fiction. So maybe we should pick a fantasy, An Ember in the Ashes or The Poppy War. Should we do any, mini, miny, mo? Let's do any, mini, miny, mo. Any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. Any, mini, miny, mo. An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. This is gonna be fun. I know that it's like a completed quartet, I think is what it is. So this is kind of fun to like start a series that's actually completed. So this is very exciting. So An Ember in the Ashes is our 4th pick. All right, we are on to our last prompt, our 5th prompt. Let's do it. Okay, a romance book. Okay. So honestly, we have It's a Love Story and What You Wish For, and then I think we also have a Francine Rivers one on the back. We have The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers, which I love Francine Rivers, so I definitely want to read this book. I think this is her newest release. It's a historical fiction Christian romance, and I'm really excited to get into this. I do also have like The Scarlet Thread, which is like on my bookshelf because it was actually gifted to me, more so not gifted to me. It was given to me to read as like a borrow. So I do have to give that back, which I think that's actually a romance book. So maybe technically, I guess we could pick that. We should pick that. Honestly, we should pick that. Yeah, we're gonna pick The Scarlet Thread because I have to give this back. So I think a really good initiative to read this is to put it on my TBR. So we're actually gonna pick The Scarlet Thread by Francine Rivers. All right, you guys. So just a little recap on the books that we picked for the March TBR. We have Go as a River by Shelley Reed, Recursion by Blake Crouch, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir, and The Scarlet Thread by Francine Rivers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys are planning on reading in March. I would love to hear about it. If you like me and you like this video, definitely subscribe and like this video. But I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.